Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for June 4th, 2025. We've got a Rising Sun and Corngild's Kingdom, and we've got Harsh Winter, which looks pretty likely to get activated considering we've got 3 different omens on the board. Trashing wise, we've got River Shrine and Change. Draw wise, Poet, Journeyman, Aristocrat can draw if you play exactly 2 of them, or I guess, well, depending on how you look at it, you could also say that with, like 6 of them or something, that it's like some of them draw or something. But the point is, you play the first one, it's stop card. You play the second one, now you've net drawn 1 card, or increased hand size by 1. It's like you played a, I guess it's like you played a Lost City, right? Because you net. Oh no, wait, no, you've used. Because this is a, yeah, no, I think that's right. It's like, it sounds better than I feel like it actually is. I mean, you do have to line them up, but you get the +3 actions, and then you use up one of those actions for the +3 cards, so you end up with essentially +2 actions, +2 cards. Anyway, so that's draw at that point, but then if you play more of them, it's more stop cards. So mostly it's not draw, but it can be a little bit of draw. Anyway, so Poet and Journeyman mostly, plus actions, Rustic Village, Plaza, and then plus buy is Goldmine and Merchant Guild. We've also got Footpad, which definitely makes Goldmine look better than normal, and Change. Change with Harsh Winter is potentially going to struggle to be able to use its gaining mode, though, as opposed to just being a terminal gold, which is not generally what you want out of it. The other thing is, well, I guess Change with Goldmine could be good, though. Although Goldmine also takes on debt, so maybe not, actually. But having Change to change the golds into provinces could be good if you can avoid being in debt when you're doing it. Anyway, we've also got Foresight. I guess that's technically draw as well. It's kind of like Ride, I guess you could say, in terms of that effect, because it's a 2-coin event that gives you a card. Ride gives you a horse, which increases hand size by 1. So, anyway, we're probably going to want to open with River Shrine. That's better trashing than Change. In theory, it would be nice to change estates, but River Shrine can gain you like a card, like the kinds of cards you'd probably be changing the estates into anyway. I mean, you can change estates into 5s, but River Shrine also isn't going to give you any debt for it. So I'm not necessarily ruling out the possibility of playing with Change, but I don't super expect to either. And then I guess so we could go River Shrine Foresight, or we could go River Shrine Silver. Probably the Foresight's better. Let's get the River Shrine. Footpad. It's a bit of a weird open. So if they buy Foresight, which they probably will, then we're only going to have 3 cards in hand, but if we can find River Shrine, and 2 chunk cards, we don't really need more cards than that anyway. Although, I guess in theory, well, no, there won't even be anything to Foresight after that, because River Shrine doesn't gain until cleanup. The one thing about buying Foresight now is that we're unlikely to be able to trash 2 estates. But it's not really a huge problem, I don't think. Alright, what's the argument for silver? Argument for silver is that it gives us at least a chance to hit 5 on the turn we don't play River Shrine, but how much do we even care about getting one of these 5s early? I think we mostly just don't care, so I think we just buy Foresight. Oh right, they're not going to get to attack us anyway. Huh. Well, if we had any stuff down here, we could buy Foresight just to skip over it, but we don't. So, probably want a poet to start with here. Draw more. And then maybe get a village and plan to get another terminal. But I'd like to just see the River Shrine more often. Okay. Yeah, so do we want to take a village now? And if so, do we want to take a rustic village or a plaza? We're going to trigger a shuffle with this poet. Odds are that we won't see... Like, we're going to have one card with which to either grab River Shrine or grab the village that then would maybe be able to grab the River Shrine. So odds are we won't. And it's going to be like the next turn we have the village, the River Shrine, and the village and the River Shrine on top, and we want to like figure out something to do with that. We do still have an estate in our deck, so in theory we could pick up a change and plan to change it, but I still don't think that's actually that impressive. So Plaza versus Rustic Village. Storing up the coffers is nice. There's also Footpad and Merchant Guild for coffers. Rustic Village is like helping you find stuff. Right now our deck is pretty thin and it's going to get thinner, so I think Plaza is better. Journeyman draw, though, does kind of suggest Rustic Village. Alright, well, we lucked out there. Not only do we find the River Shrine, but also we can use Foresight. And granted, they might, you know, attack us again, but I think it's still helpful even if they do. Alright, Harsh Winter is about to come online. We did trash that estate. We can't gain a 5. So we could take a change. Plan to change the River Shrine. Take another plaza and just like store up a little bit more. Offers that. We've got 3 coppers left. I mean, we could also just take a silver and then have 5 coins straight up in our deck. It'd be good to hit Gold Mine, I guess, to add some payload. Or Footpad. Maybe Footpad first. I kind of like the change plan. Gets us directly... How does Harsh Winter work? You gain a card on your turn, so it is, you are just going to get that debt. even off of change or like gold mine or whatever. If there's debt, but there won't be debt initially. I think part of the question is, how much do we value trashing our remaining coppers? I mean, we can change them, it's just expensive. Well, I think I'm going to take the change. See how that goes. Okay, so we got the poet down there. Wait, do we have 4 coppers left? I guess that would make sense. I think I miscounted them somehow. Oh, I guess we're just going to discard 3 coppers. Okay, they took a plaza, that's fine. Trigger the shuffle, I think it's worth it. So what we could do here is change a copper. We won't get to penny debt, but we can then River Shrine and gain another card. I think we... go like Footpad Poet. Or maybe... the Poet isn't... draws super well right now. I mean, if we wanted to play the River Shrine next turn, we would need another village, is the other thing. So we could just get a rustic village. Oh, we're gonna draw a card here. Right, I forgot. I do think it should be Footpad. Yeah, we should probably just get another village, because we're probably going to just be paying off debt next turn anyway, so playing the River Shrine again seems good. 1 copper left we can discard with the Plaza. Go ahead and trash these. And take a rustic village. Okay, we're not going to trash this last copper. Not for now, anyway. Probably just take another poet. Not getting attacked again, huh? Oh, look at that. Okay, so... and change the rustic village now. I mean the River Shrine, not the rustic village. What to... merchant guild, a gold mine. It also... I think we want to get both of these. We're better off gaining the merchant guild now and buying the gold mine. I do think we want to get both of them. All right, this board is on lock. I'm like wondering about buying a copper. We get a coffer for it. We put 2 debt on it. And then, like, potentially change a copper next turn. Sure. We got 2 coffers for it. Oh, no, we got, yeah. What? Copper to province? Okay. I want to play the gold mine after the change, so I can get the gold and change that other copper. Okay. But what do we want to change copper into? Everything has debt. I mean, we've got the better deck for sure. We could, I guess we could just go copper to silver for now. All right. Do we buy anything? A weird board. We could buy a curse. If we want to just get a coffer. It's kind of a weird thing to do, but change that. Next turn. At some point, we are going to want to take more like villages and draw cards, and we might just need to eat the debt in order to do that. That's probably fine. We could also take another change. We don't have the actions for it right now, but we could change into another village, and then we would. Or like an aristocrat? We can't take change and aristocrat, but we could take an aristocrat and then change into a change. I don't know if we're going to have the draw to make that work. We can give it a shot, I suppose. We also take the curse? We could buy Foresight. That would help a little bit. Well, it might not. If they attack us. They haven't been attacking us. Which means they probably will. Unless, like, they didn't trash their footpad, did they? No. Well, they didn't get a River Shrine. No wonder their deck's so bad. Yeah, sure, let's buy Foresight. Okay. Even if all we're doing is increasing the odds that are... Although, well... Discard the Aristocrat. First in the footpad. That way we have the... Or to discard with the Plaza. Yeah. Yeah. What they do? They just paid off debt. All right. I'm gonna take that other change now. Well, like I said, we're gonna need more debt control components, but it doesn't have debt on it. They shuffled. We do buy Foresight now, they will almost certainly not be able to attack us. Because they shuffled and they don't have their Journeyman or their Footpad. Let's do that. Do we want to do the thing? We probably do. We can almost pay off the gold mine debt as it is. We could play the Merchant Guild and then we would be able to. So I guess it's fine. Play the gold mine here. Want to change copper? Do copper to Aristocrat and then have the draw version of that. Would be helpful. Wait, what? Oh, I have 6 debt. Why do I have 6? Oh, I took the debt off the gold. Ah, disaster. Dang it. All right, fine. Let's play the poets up front. All right, cool. Want to discard a silver? Probably not. To change this curse into what? I'm not sure, but I mean, we don't have a journeyman. Maybe we should get one of those. Could use it, that's for sure. Ah. All right. Oh, I didn't mean to lead off with that. I meant to lead off with the poet. No. Okay. I'll play this. What can this journeyman even skip over that would be relevant? Not really anything. All right, we're an action short, being able to play all this stuff. We could change the change. Well, no, we can't. We can't get enough money. That's fine. Okay. Provinces are undebted right now. So is Journeyman, though. They have a bunch of debt. They're not going to get another province, probably. Well, they do have a bunch of coffers. I think I would rather... If I had one more coin... Well, we could have one more coin. Oh, but we played the Merchant Guild first. Why did I do that? Could have played both changes and been able to afford Province Journeyman at the cost of not getting coffers for Merchant Guild, but that would have been probably fine. I mean, we need another village anyway. I suppose we could go Province Village and just take the debt from that. Seems like a reasonable thing to do. Especially because we get at least a little bit of a rebate on it from the Merchant Guild. But do we want Plaza or do we want Rustic Village? Probably Rustic Village. Our draw is more than a little rickety. I guess Merchant Guild. Yeah, I guess we're gonna do this. Oh boy. Yeah, gain a gold. Hey! Discard the Aristocrat? I guess so. You meant naming gold, I suppose? Okay. We do have another Aristocrat down there. Yeah, we didn't find it. Okay, fine. Now we can take another Journeyman or another Rustic Village. Let's go with the Journeyman for now. I'm gonna take the Rustic Village this turn. I probably shouldn't have triggered that shuffle. I knew it wasn't good. But with a rustic village and foresight, I guess. All right. Now, hopefully, we can get going here. Or footpad gold in case we want to pause the gold. There's so little for this poet to draw. It is pretty annoying. We just changed the gold to a province already. Probably. Oh wow, that was automatic. Interesting. We've seen both of our provinces. Do Journeyman Gold again, I guess. Or Journeyman Province after... Yeah, that makes more sense. Uh-oh. So I actually could change gold to province again. It's maybe a little bit risky. Could also just do like silver to duchy. Be nice to use the Merchant Guild coin towards paying off this debt, but it also means we have to play the Rustic Village first. I wanted to wait until I did as much of the footpad drawing as possible. I think that's more important. Okay. Just take a couple of estates as change targets. I mean, they're not great change targets, but they can be turned into more duchies if that ends up being useful. And we get coffers. A little bit of coffers. Alternatively... I don't even know what alternatively. Oh, wait, we wouldn't want to take 2 estates anyway. Alternatively, maybe we take another rustic village or another journeyman. We don't really have the actions to play another journeyman, but... Another aristocrat. I guess the 3rd aristocrat could be a change target. Did we get foot padded last turn? We did not. Good chance that they foot pad again this turn. And so foresight may not be worth trouble. I mean, I guess we could go aristocrat estate. Sure, why not? I think we keep the foot pad. Well, I guess we're going to discard it. Hey! Alright. We've seen a province. So we've got a province, a duchy, and some golds that we could aim to skip. The golds aren't necessarily bad cards to have, though. Yeah, I'm gonna name gold. Okay. So this is that third aristocrat. We could go ahead and change it. Changing it to a province versus a gold, it kind of comes out to the same thing if we see the gold, because the gold gives us 3 coins. Well, not if we were to play the aristocrat, but as mentioned, we are light on actions in that respect. So you're going to take on a lot of debt for that. So the other change probably won't be able to do anything. There is a chance that they can double province if they like find their change. You can pay off the debt with the coffers, change into a province, and then use coffers to get another province. Maybe. I mean, I think it won't be easy for them, but it's a possibility. We could just go for another duchy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. All right, do we go ahead and take a gold? I think so. There's nothing in our discard pile that could draw. There's probably nothing down there that could draw either. I want to play these rustic villages. We don't want to trigger the shuffle. Awkward. I suppose we haven't found our other province. So suppose we name province now. And then we just the change is just going to give us some money anyway. And we can potentially buy foresight if we have it in the discard to skip across the junk that we're going to have here. Yeah, I think that's the plan. So we take another duchy because that doesn't come with debt. First, we buy Foresight. Object one bad card. All right. They have 9 coffers. They still don't buy a province. Interesting. Ooh. So 2 provinces and 2 duchies. We have 3 duchies. We still have another duchy down there, but we still probably name gold. Uh-huh. All right. So we change gold to province. We take 4 debt, which we can immediately pay off. And then we can change another gold to a province. That seems like a very good situation to be in. All right, we can't get the last province. But we can take another duchy if we want. Which we probably do, considering the point situation. All right, the gold mine we don't really need, although it's arguably better than the poet. Really. Is it better than the plaza? Might be. Well, taking 4 debt isn't gonna help us reach that last province, even if drawing an extra card is nice. All right. That was a first, surely. Oh, we can just do this on the change. Okay. Maybe. Actually unclear. Cycle the gold mine. Yeah, probably. Ugh. Alright, never mind. Guess I'll buy Foresight. Alright, now we should just be able to change into province. This shouldn't really matter what we hang on to here. I guess I'll keep the aristocrats more actions. Okay. Well, that was an incredibly awkward kingdom. Harsh winter sure is harsh. Yeah, I didn't really, I don't know. Like, maybe there's a way to play this better where, like, build more directly, be less afraid of the debt, but oh man, it's a lot of debt you end up taking on. I mean, we did fine enough. The bot just didn't really do a whole lot. It managed to have this like reach because it did have the one change in its deck, but other than that, it wasn't doing a whole lot. But well, I guess it was attacking me with footpad. That was annoying. But Yeah, like, I mean, if it wasn't for harsh winter, I would have definitely gotten more villages, more draw, more deck control overall, and just it would have been a lot more straightforward. But like maybe we would have done some big merchant guild thing, or maybe we would have done a big like a bunch of changes. I mean, we did have the one turn where we changed into 2 provinces, which was pretty nice. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like that debt, so much debt. Ah. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.